Hello and welcome to another video. This will be another Boogie2988 reaction. This one will be called Dillon, Danis is a coward, Logan Paul wins. This probably has to do with that YouTube boxing thing that's been going since 2017, I think, 2018. I'm not really sure when that really kicked off and started, but that's my guess of when it did. So, but anyways, let's see what happened to this video. This video is just a few hairs short of 10 minutes. So, as far as this reaction, will be over 10 minutes for sure. So, with that being said, let's see what this video is about.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming to once again through the power of the internet. And I don't know if you know this, but not too long ago, earlier this year, I became a heavyweight prize fighter. And I got paid to do it. I fought at Wembley Arena. And because I've gotten a little bit more into boxing, I found myself watching these types of things. And last night, I watched the Logan Paul, Dillon, Danis fight. And
I saw she did another Ultimate-based video. What's up?
Not drinking, are you?
No. Sorry about that. My mom came in, but we're good now. All right, let's continue.
I just have to say, I got to weigh in on this. Now, if you're not somebody who follows boxing, I get it. This sport isn't for everybody. But I'll tell you exactly why you should care about this particular event. I never thought another day in my life, after the Crypto Zoo scam, after all the allegations, after the apocalypse, that I would ever find myself rooting for Logan Paul. But in the middle of this fight last night, I was rooting to see Logan Paul get a W. Logan's opponent, Dillon Danis, is a clown. Truly. He spent the last few months of his life basically doing horrendous stuff when it comes to Logan Paul and his fiance. And look, you say whatever you want to say about Logan Paul, especially if you're lined up to fight the guy. I get that. But you should never bring another person's loved one into it. Things got so out of hand that eventually they had to get a restraining order against Dillon Danis to make sure that he could not come within 100 yards of Logan's fiance. And this guy was showing clips out of context, sexually provocative photos, and other stuff that I'm just not even comfortable talking about here on YouTube. Look, boxing isn't supposed to be kindergarten shit, okay? This is supposed to be a nasty, violent sport, and sometimes people are going to get nasty and violent. But I think if you talk shit, you deserve to get hit. But I also think if you're going to talk shit, you need to be able to back that up. And Dillon Danis absolutely failed to do that last night. Look, Dillon, if you're going to challenge even Logan Paul to a fight, you need to be at least as good of a fighter as me or Wings. Dillon, at this point, I really think you should stick to the jiu-jitsu. When me and Wings were at Wembley Arena, I'll be honest with you, we took a giant dump on the art that is boxing. We were there to clown around and be complete goose, but I promise you, at least we put on an entertaining fight. Getting to see all of that man flap slapping around, the sweat falling off of us, not from the fighting, from just walking to the ring or watching me fail to land a single punch. You were entertained, and we gave that away for free. And when you take a look at this scorecard between Paul and Danis, you'll see that it was pretty much a relatively one-sided fight. They both landed a good amount of punches, but it was just not an entertaining fight to watch. Danis came into the ring full of himself, spent his entire time in that ring, basically blocking, getting in a handful of punches from time to time. And Logan, honestly, in my opinion, put on at least a slightly more entertaining fight. But I mean,
yeah, Logan Paul's not the best person, like Boogie was saying, but you gotta respect Logan Paul for his talent when it comes to this boxing stuff. I mean, that score thing right there definitely proves that. Plus, he almost beat KSI as well, which is definitely saying something, because KSI is a really good boxer, as we've seen as well. So, yeah. Anyways, let's continue.
Dillon Danis did definitely do one thing that was entertaining. Apparently, Danis was so frustrated by his inability to box that he decided to fall back on his jiu-jitsu in the middle of this fight and try to tackle Logan Paul. Who does that? I mean, what I did to the sport is awful, But what Danis did here is actually kind of disgusting. At another point in the fight, Dillon Danis actually laid down in the ring and spread his legs in what seemed like an obvious taunt about Logan Paul's fiance and what she does. And honestly, I think he absolutely did this on purpose, because he posted this video on Twitter with this caption: Dillon Danis mocking Logan Paul's fiance mid-fight. So there's no maybe whether or not that's what he intended. That's absolutely what he meant. But regardless, you got to admit that Danis spent a lot of time talking shit and then simply could not back that up in the ring, and ultimately ended up losing the fight. And
God, this Danis guy is... I can see why Boogie made this video now. This title is definitely accurate from what I'm hearing here. I don't know this Dillon Danis person that much, but... or at all, really. I mean, I've never heard his name before this video, but still. I mean, the way he was acting, the way he was just treating this boxing fight, yeah, no, Logan was going to win nonetheless. So, I mean, it was a very close game when it came to Logan Paul versus KSI. That was in 2018. But, I think 2018 is when it started, actually. I remember now because McJuggernuggets was invested into that fight. And Lance Stewart actually went to go watch the fight. I remember that. I remember Jesse saying, Lance Stewart leaves me for Logan Paul. Oh my god, that was funny. Yeah, that was during season 3 of Devil Inside, and I've already passed that in my Devil Inside showcases. We're at this 2019 cameraman competitions now, where those Devil Inside showcases are concerned. But I will say that this title's accurate with what Boogie's talking about here and what he's showcasing. So, anyways, let's continue.
This has led a lot of people who bought that fight, myself included, wishing we hadn't wasted our money. We were hoping for a knockout, but at least if we couldn't get that, we were hoping for a fair fight. But here's the thing: after my underwhelming display, I had enough sense to lay low for a little while. I didn't keep going after Jordy. I didn't continue to go after Kelly. I tucked my tail, took my lump, cashed my check, and moved on to other business. For whatever reason, Dillon Danis does not have that perspective and continues to talk shit after losing a fight. If you take a look at Danis's Twitter feed, he has spent the last 24 hours after losing this fight just breathing massive amounts of copium. I mean, this is the worst level of cope that I have ever seen from any professional fighter. And I mean, if you take a look at Logan Paul's Twitter feed, Logan Paul and the word class are very rarely ever used together, but I would say for the most part, Logan has been fairly classy. I mean, at least for Logan Paul. Logan had tweeted that he said that Dillon perfectly embodies the problem with society. All shit talking behind a screen, no action, just another peasant running his mouth, contributing nothing to this world but negativity. So happy I got to expose this clown. And yeah, maybe that's not exactly classy, but Dillon Danis said, "What did you prove? You didn't even tickle me. You backed out of an MMA fight against me. Everyone knew I'm not a boxer, but unlike others, I took on the challenge even with everything in your favor. Weight, steroids, rounds, rules, judges, referees, the list goes on. I won the war." My friends, this is the...
God, this Dillon Danis guy is pathetic. You know, with what's going on here, I don't think he'll ever be accepted into another one of these YouTube boxing matches again. Because if that's just the way he's going to act. I mean, Logan Paul didn't act like that when KSI won. Jake Paul didn't act like that when he lost against whoever he went against back then. I just find that ridiculous. So...
epitome of cope. And then there's this image that I think speaks for itself. That's Logan Paul's fiance, and that's Dillon laying on his back with his leg spread. Quoting something like this is something only the worst kind of talentless clown would bother doing. And Danis even insisted on going after Logan's brother, Jake, but at least he's a fighter. He said, "Hey, Jake Paul, your brother..."
I do not like this Dillon Danis guy from what I'm hearing in this video, but I'm not going to be upset with anyone for going after Jake Paul. Jake Paul's an annoying little flea. Though, my grandpa annoys me more, I will say that. But, So I'm always going to be like against Jake Paul as well, because Jake Paul is just, I just don't really like him at all. Logan Paul I can tolerate at least, but Jake Paul is a completely different story. So, anyways, let's continue this.
Hits like a bitch. If you knock me out, I'll retire forever and give everyone who likes this 2K. And you know what? I'm gonna drop a like. I could use 2K. I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of feel like influencer boxing is on its way out. You know, Creator Clash 2 fell on its face and died in the middle of the ring. We see Keemstar working with Happy Punch, but as fun as those fights are, and with Misfits, these fights aren't getting the view numbers and making the money that they would hope that they would. And if you want influencer boxing to keep being a thing, you've got to keep people like Danis out of the ring. I mean, as fun as it is watching these MMA fighters go against YouTubers and YouTubers battling it out, they really know the beef part very well. And the beef part is extremely entertaining. But that's not what you're paying for. You're paying to watch a fight. And when the fight isn't good, that kills influencer boxing. And if the fight can't be good, if it can't be athletically interesting or fun to watch for that reason, it has to at least be entertaining. And most people feel there was nothing entertaining about the Logan Paul Dillon Danis fight. And I'm one of those people. I mean, looking at this fight, Dillon Danis trained, but like he said in his own tweets, he is not a boxer, and not much more of a boxer than me. So to see him go in here, do nothing but guard, was this your first fight? Because it looked like your first fight. It kind of looked like my first fight. I felt like Danis' strategy here had to be to get Logan emotionally invested in this fight in the hopes that he would make a mistake in the ring, and spending your whole time blocking and waiting for that moment to happen might work. It didn't in this case, but I guess it could potentially work, but it makes for a ridiculously boring fight to watch. I want to watch people hit each other, not dance. If I wanted to watch somebody dance, I'd load up TikTok. And when it comes to things like going down on Logan Paul in the middle of the fight, I mean, Dillon Danis, if you want to be on his dick that bad, you could wait till you got to the locker room, don't you think? Imagine being so obsessed with Logan Paul's fiancée that you literally want to be her, that you lay down in the ring in front of Logan Paul and spread your legs so he can get inside you. Dillon Danis,
Damn.
Quit boxing. I mean, imagine being such a disgusting piece of trash that for just one brief 6 minutes, you managed to make Logan Paul look good. I mean, at the end of the day, you can say what you want to about me. I got into the ring and I got my ass absolutely handed to me. Probably worse than Dillon Danis did, but Danis, at least I had enough sense to quit boxing and shut my mouth when I was done. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon. Logan Paul, stop getting wins. I hate rooting for you.
Yeah, I can't blame Boogie for not liking Logan Paul. William doesn't like Logan Paul either. He's pretty much in agreement with Boogie there. I kind of am too, but I don't know. The only thing I'm really pissed at Logan Paul for was that whole Suicide Forest drama that happened in 2018. And that was before the boxing stuff started, so. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Stay tuned for the next one. And, yeah, see how many reactions I actually do today.